Officials Appreciation Week across Division II, and here in the Lone Star Conference, we are spending some time this week with some of our stars and stripes. I'm Brandon Tripp, and today I am joined by LSC Coordinator of Officials for Football, Tim Crowley. Tim, welcome.
Good morning, Brandon. Good morning, everyone.
First of all, thanks for joining us, and thank you for all that you do as Coordinator of Officials for Football here in the LSC. We certainly couldn't do this without you. First thing, I just wanted to start off and get a sense of your background in officiating, kind of what drew you to officiating, and then how you became a coordinator of officials.
Sure. Ironically, I went to St. Edward's University, which is now a member of the Lone Star Conference. And for 4 years, I taught and coached after I graduated. And in that time, during college and beyond, I became interested in officiating. We had four coaches and faculty members at St. Ed's that officiated college football. So that's kind of where I started, and then it continued afterwards. And I've worked Division III, Division II, NAIA on my way up in my career ladder. And then I was very fortunate in the early 90s to get selected to work in the Southland Conference and ultimately in the Big 12, where I still currently work. I came off the field a little over a year ago, and now I'm a replay official. And the thing that's really made that, in my opinion, appropriate is that I'm able to stay current with the game as it is now. Philosophies of the rules, application of the rules, all of the things that go into giving, as I always tell our staff, our job is to give our fans at the game, our teams, our coaches, and those people watching maybe a live broadcast or a streaming broadcast, give them the Division I experience that they're used to. If they turned on a Division I college game, we need to be of the same level and capability as the officials do in that game.
That's great. And for those that are watching that maybe don't know what a coordinator of officials does, can you just kind of give us a rundown of what your role as coordinator of officials means and what you do?
Stan Wagner at the time was the Lone Star Conference commissioner, and he reached out and we got together for an interview. And then I told him my goal was, as I just mentioned, was to diversify the staff and make them more accountable and make them more aware that this is not just a college. A college game is much different than high school. We have different expectations. And so we have selected our officials from all over the state we actually have 7 different states that we have officials that work in our league from. And crews are not necessarily from one singular geographic area any longer. We grade every game. Graders that I know, folks that I've met through the years in my officiating experience. And so everybody's kind of subject to the same standard. And we want them to work each and every game, regardless of the records of the team, regardless of the weather conditions, regardless of the travel, regardless of anything. Our performance is going to be measured every week. And that is, I think, really made a difference in terms of how our effort is perceived, and people, though they don't always agree, that's part of officiating, they do understand that we work hard at this and try to be every week on top of our game.
Yeah, and why are officials such an important part of the game? And having good quality officials so important to a good game day environment and safety for the student athletes as well.
Sure. And that's a key point. Many of the rule changes and the things that have evolved in the college game have come about as a result of safety measures. We all hear that term bigger, faster, stronger, all the way down to the high school level. The kids the players are such really, skilled athletes, and the coaches during the off season, they go to most often Division I college off season, spring football or off-season workouts, and they try to adapt an offense or a defensive scheme based on what their personnel is. And so when people are working that hard, we feel like it's incumbent upon us to do the exact same thing. So it has been a continuous process. I tell the guys on the staff and the girls, we have a couple women, that we can't take this for granted, and we want to make it competitive. And one of my goals was to make it cool to referee college football again in the Lone Star Conference. It's a premier conference in the country. Everybody knows that. We have a, not defending, but 2017, Texas A&M Commerce won the national championship. In the last 3 years, Tarleton State has made a run deep into the playoffs. And over my 8 years, we've always had good representation. And that's our goal as officials, is to be represented in the postseason as well. And the only way we can do that is to, again, keep that competitive edge. We utilize the offseason for recruiting and training to bring people that want to do this into our program. And then I will spend time at each campus or go to the facility and watch our potential officials work with our staff, and they're helping them, and they understand we take it seriously.
All right. Well, Tim, thank you for joining us today, and thank you again for all that you do for the LSC. And we look forward to seeing you and all of the officials back on the field real soon.
That sounds great. Thanks, Brendan.